Hey guys, it's me, Pokemon. Today I'm going to talk about the Red Star system, but first, I made a promise in the last video. For every sub, that would equal 1 jumping jack. We are 2,584 subs as of now, so we gained 25 subs in between this video and the last video, so that's 25 jumping jacks, so let's go do that. There we go, guys. That was 25 jumping jacks. I think everything was shaking. It was quite scary, but I did it for you guys. 1 sub for every jumping jack. We're gonna have a different thing today, but we'll talk about that at the end of the video. What I do want to talk about today is the developer update number 7, and this just arrived, and the community's gone crazy. They've gone insane. Hold on, let me catch my breath after doing those jumping jacks. I did them, then I came here. Anyways, so this developer update, it came out. Everybody on the subreddit's kind of going crazy. They're really mad about 2 things in particular in this update that is going to be coming out soon. They're mad about saving teams, not the concept of saving teams, but how they're going to be monetizing it. Then they're also mad about the Red Star system. So I want to take a little bit of time today to talk about my opinions on this developer update, and actually the fact that for once, I don't really feel like I'm the super mad one, you know. Usually I'm one of the first ones to call out Foxnex if they're doing something wrong, and in this scenario, I'm not too mad about this yet, because again, I'll have to see how it's incorporated into the game, and in concept, I don't think it could be the worst thing ever. It's definitely not going to kill the game. It's nothing that would make me want to quit the game. Just right now, it's like, oh, you know, if that's how it's going to be, depending on how it's incorporated, you know, maybe not that bad. So first off, one thing that made me very happy, Sabretooth is getting his own event campaign. They did confirm that. I was scared he's going to be Premium Orb exclusive. They hadn't 100% confirmed that yet. I'm glad to see he was going to be in his own event campaign. I was going to make a video about how I didn't want Sabretooth to be in Premium Orbs only, and so they're fixing that, so that's just a big thing that just, whew, little exhale right there. I'm happy about that. Another thing to note, the fact that I was thinking the Spider-Man characters were going to be coming out in December based on what Casino has sort of leaked. Casino did mention he wasn't quite sure when the Spider-Man characters were going to be coming out. The fact right here that they say Magneto will be coming out in late November, that makes me think, you know, they're pushing out the Brotherhood this month, so that way next month we can actually be recruiting the Spider-Man characters in December. So that's just sort of how I'm thinking December is going to be going to Spider-Man characters. And he talks a little bit more about the Brotherhood. We already talked about this in my Brotherhood video about how they're going to be really good against Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So, you know, nothing really too much to talk about here. For here, they just kind of talk a little bit more about the characters, but again, I've already covered most of that in my Brotherhood video. Here's where they start getting into all the new changes. First off, I guess Stark Tech wasn't working correctly. I don't know, the benefits of character statistics have always been applied correctly, but the power number shown was only accounting for 5% of the Stark Tech that was applied to your character, so it's been always working correctly. It just hasn't shown up correctly in your total, like your, what's it say, like your total collection power. So I guess they're gonna fix that. So okay, that's nice, cool, you know. Okay, and so they're saying, you know, they're gonna fix that, and they're gonna make sure everything's all nice, and this should change some things in PvP, because, you know, sometimes I guess the problem with this is if you're going against somebody in arena, you know, their actual team power might not be accurate to the reflection of their actual team's power thanks to Stark Tech. So okay, cool, bug fix. Now the first one of 2 big things that they really talked about in this update was the Red Star promotion. So they talked a little bit more about it. We had sort of data mined those 2 Red Star orbs, and we can confirm they're still going through with those Red Star orbs. I think it's stupid to call them Red Star orbs. Just call them Mastery orbs. What the heck, guys? I don't know. And then they also did confirm how Red Star orbs are going to work. And so Red Stars, you're going to equip them onto your characters, and they're sort of permanent equip. You know, you apply them to your characters. I'd say would be a more accurate word for that. And then they're going to multiply your character's stats to give them a higher overall power. No, like, new passive, no leadership, which I think is good. I mean, I think characters already have enough in this game, so I think it's fine that it's just adding a stat boost. The real controversial thing within this is that Red Stars are gained from the cleverly named Red Star orb, which drops a random Red Star promotion promotion for a random character. And it says duplicate drops provide resources for the elite red star orb, which provides a better drop chance for higher star counts. These orbs will contain or fountain from a variety of resources, and we'll talk about that in an upcoming vlog. I think it's one big mistake to not talk about in this vlog. What are you guys waiting for? Why wouldn't you just talk about it now? Just, oh yeah, big change to the game, you know, but we're not going to tell you about it. So, like, that's stupid, unbelievably stupid for them to not talk about something, especially when it's as controversial as this. They'll be like, yeah, it's not that important, we can talk about it a little later. No, it's not. You need to talk about it right now. But so right now how it's looking is you get red star orbs based off of other modes in the game. Hopefully you get red star orb fragments from everything: story, campaign missions, blitz runs, you know, arena runs. Hopefully they just drop from everywhere. That's how it should be. You should just be getting tons of these, because there's like, what, like 85 characters in this game, you know, 7 stars per character. You're gonna need a lot of these orbs, and I don't think they should be too hard of a thing to get. You know, in Future Fight, it's really not that big of a deal to mastery up a character. It's like, it's a big deal in terms of stats, but it's not like a major barrier for you to get through. It's just sort of something you do. This isn't supposed to be something that's extremely difficult to farm out. But what's really not fun about these red star orbs is it drops a random star promotion for a random character. Now, if it's essentially how it drops a red star for a character, and then, yeah, like I said before with the sticker analogy, like say it drops 3 Crossbones red stars and you just sort of apply them onto Crossbones, and then now he has 3 red stars, and then later on, you know, 2 more red stars for Crossbones can drop, and then you can just apply those 2 red stars. You know, that's not too bad. But when they say a random star promotion, and then down here it talks about they provide a better drop chance for higher star counts, you know, I'm wondering if it's going to be like 1 red star rank up for Crossbones, 2 red star rank up for Crossbones, the 3 red star rank up for Crossbones, the 4 red star rank up for Crossbones. And if it works like that, that's disastrous. That's like the worst idea I've ever heard in my entire life. But again, I'm not going to raise my pitchfork yet, because we don't know exactly how that's going to be working in the game. So, you know, we'll have to see how that sort of turns out. But I'm also not happy about duplicates, because, and especially with duplicates, like, how do you get duplicates if it's just dropping, you know? I can't imagine in any world how duplicates are a good idea. If it's like the first idea I have, where you just need 7 stars for the character. You know, once you get the max mastery stars for a character, these shouldn't drop again. It's like Ultimus orbs. You know, these shouldn't be dropping shards for characters that you already have at max out of the orb that you get from maxing out characters. You know, that's just stupid. Ultimate orbs shouldn't work that way. Red star orbs shouldn't work that way either. And then they're saying you can get duplicate drops, and then those provide sort of parts to get an elite red star orb, which will drop better red star or red stars, which is, it's so confusing. This is a convoluted system right now from how they explained it. They did a horrible job of explaining it. And if it works where you just get the stars for the characters and you apply them on, I don't think that's too bad of a system. Not the best, but I don't think it's the end of the world. I think it's kind of exciting, because, like, you know, say some drop for Iron Fist, you know, I'd never really use Iron. I use him for the defenders team, but like now that might make my Iron Fist really good, so I might be encouraged to use him a little more often. I'm kind of excited to maybe get to use some characters I haven't really touched, because I get red stars for them. But there's just, it's confusing to a new player to explain that. I think it's a poorly designed system right now, and if it does come out, they need to explain it way better. And since, because they didn't explain it that well, now people are jumping to conclusions, and that makes people mad, because the conclusions that people are jumping to are worst case scenario. And I can't say no to that. I can't say that's not how it's going to turn out, because as always, Fox Next, you've done a horrible job of explaining how things are going to work, causing people to get mad. So I'm not really taking a side on this yet. I think red stars are good, because that means we get higher stats on characters, meaning we can clear more things in the game. But I understand where people's frustrations are coming from, but it's not something I'm necessarily mad about. Next, they say they're going to be adding the ability to save squads, and then it's been highly community requested, and so that's great. And they're not exclusive to Blitz. You'll be able to use your save squads in raids as well. So it looks like you sort of save squads, and then when you're going into something like Blitz, you can then pick one of your save squads. So this is great, something we've always wanted in the game. Then they say several squads worth of slots will become active immediately. So several, that can mean different things based on who you are. You know, to me, several means like 3 or 4. But, you know, it means more than 2, but not many if you want to get technical. So at the very least, we should be getting 3 save slots, but I really don't think I think we should be getting like 4 or 5 at base, considering how many teams you need in this game. In Future Fight, they give you 3 for free, and then 2 more that cost like, I think 100, 200 crystals a piece. So that wasn't too poorly priced, and it was a very easy thing to buy. It was nice to have those extra squad slots. What I'm worried, I'm not against spending premium currency to get more squad slots. It's a quality of life thing. You know, you don't need that as a free-to-play player, but if you're willing to spend the extra money as a, you know, sort of a paid player, you know, it's a nice thing to have, and that's why I think it's a good thing for them to monetize it. But the question is how, you know, Foxnex are like, I've never seen people that are so unaware of what their product is actually worth, and I'm worried they're gonna be like 1,000 power cores per team slot. To me, the most I'd be willing to spend on a team slot would be 400 power cores. You know, I think that's the most that I would I'd be like, oh, okay, I understand that, Foxnex. But that's it, no ramping up costs. I think if you really want to do it right, Foxnex, you should have one at 50 power cores, then 100 power cores, then 200 power cores, then 400 power cores, and then stop with the price increase at 400 power cores. Then at every additional team slot, you want to be 400 power cores. And I think that's completely reasonable to ask for people. I think this is one of the things they should be monetizing in this game. You know, if they always monetize team slots, if they monetize characters by having them come out like a little on early access, you know, I think those are 2 incredible ways to monetize a game that, you know, it makes everybody happy. That's why I'm not too mad about anything in this game. You know, I do complain a lot about things Foxnex does because I come from Future Fight. I'd like to think of myself as sort of Cable. I come from the apocalypse. I know the signs. I know what it looks like when a dev team starts slowly taking things away from you. It's like playing tug-of-war with a dog. You know, if you give them a little bit of that rope, they're going to move their mouth right up to where your hand is, so you don't want to go back to get that rope because, you know, you don't want to reach into the dog's mouth to pull some of the rope out. So you can't let go of any of the rope when you're playing tug-of-war with a dog because you can't give any ground to the dog, because before you know it, you're only going to be holding on to the knot at the end while the dog has all the rest of the rope, and that's not fun to play tug-of-war with a dog when all you have is the knot. So I know what it's like. You know, Future Fight, it's horrible where it is right now, and it's in a disgusting place. We get patches with no free characters. Every character costs real money, and not even premium currency. Characters flat out cost money. It's $9. That's it. There's no in-game way to get them. You must spend real money in order to get them, and that's why I'm always so hard on Foxnex, because I love Future Fight, and it's a mess right now. It's a disgusting game right now. I'm ashamed that I loved it so much at one point in time. It's just such an embarrassing game nowadays, and that's why I'm so careful with what Foxnex does, and I'm watching them to make sure they don't make the same kind of moves Netmarble did, which led to Future Fight becoming what it is today. And that's why I'm not too mad about anything right now, because as far as I'm concerned, Red Stars, I don't know, they're not going to change too much for me. I don't get too competitive in the game, so, you know, this is only really a benefit to me. This only makes my character stronger. I don't get too crazy about, like, PvP, so for me, it's like, whatever. And then squads, I think that's an excellent thing to monetize, so I'm not mad about them monetizing it, as long as they give, like, 3 or 4 away to free players. And if you're going to be allowing us to buy them from premium currency, don't have, like, a limit on them, you know. There's 85 characters in this team, and somebody wants to have 15 teams of characters. I think that's not right. I think that math's wrong. I think it'd be like 17 teams of characters in order to have like your perfect sets of 5 for every team. You know, let somebody spend those power cores in order to have 17 preset team slots. You know, don't limit it at like 6 teams, and then you're like, don't be stupid, Foxnex. And this is something you can make money on, so don't be afraid to have like 17 team slots available for people to buy. You know, just don't limit yourselves on what you can make on something that I actually think is a reasonable thing to ask money for. Well, let me know what you think about this scenario down below, guys. None of this seems endgame for me. I'm not going to quit. You know, I saw some people saying they're going to quit. I think that's kind of an outrageous view on this. So, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. You know, I want to know what my audience kind of feels about the game. What kind of players are you? How does this affect you? What are some ways you wish the system was incorporated differently? And with that being said, I do have to talk to you guys about my challenge for this video. So this right here, this increases your hand strength right here, because, you know, as a gamer, you got to have the best hand strength possible. You sort of scrunch this thing closed. It sort of works on your fingers, I think. it makes your fingers stronger. So this is what we're going to do right now. We are at 2,584 subs right now. For every new sub at the beginning of the next video, we'll give it 1 squeeze. That way I can have the strongest hands possible to be the strongest gamer in the entire world. But with that being said, I'll see you guys later. Signing off, guys.